They said he was too small. They said he wouldn't last. They said a 6'1", 240-pound linebacker from nowhere, Florida couldn't dominate the NFL. Ray Lewis didn't just prove them wrong. He destroyed every doubt, every superstar, every offense that dared step on his field. For 17 years, he was a nightmare wrapped in purple and black, the most feared man in football, a middle linebacker who didn't just tackle you. He tried to end your career on every single play. 2 Super Bowl rings, 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, 13 Pro Bowls, over 2,000 career tackles, and a legacy so dominant that grown men still have nightmares about facing him. This is the story of how Ray Lewis went from being nobody to being everybody's problem. Bartow, Florida. 1975. Ray Lewis wasn't born into privilege, he was born into struggle. The oldest of 5 children, Ray watched his mother work multiple jobs just to keep the lights on. His father? Absent. Gone. A ghost in a household that needed a hero. So Ray became one. At Kathleen High School, he was undersized, overlooked, a wrestling champion who happened to play football. Coaches saw his size and wondered if he had what it took. But Ray had something size couldn't measure. Rage, not anger. Rage. A burning, calculated fury that he channeled into every tackle, every hit, every moment on that field. He wasn't just playing football, he was proving something to everyone who doubted him. And when the University of Miami came calling, Ray Lewis was ready to show the world what nobody meant to him. Miami Hurricanes, 1993. The U was the most dominant program in college football. Swagger, championships, NFL talent on every inch of grass. Ray Lewis arrived as a true freshman and immediately became a starter by the final 5 games of the season. Think about that. A freshman at Miami. Starting at middle linebacker, he compiled 81 tackles as a freshman. Not a typo. 81. As a teenager going up against grown men. By his sophomore year, Ray was unstoppable. He racked up 160 career tackles and assists in just 3 seasons, tied for second in Miami history. He set the individual season record for tackles by a middle linebacker with 95. Coaches called him relentless. Teammates called him insane. Opponents called him a problem. He was named a first-team All-American. He won the Jack Harding MVP award after the 1995 season. And then at just 20 years old, Ray Lewis declared for the NFL draft. Some said he was leaving too early. Ray knew he was right on time. 1996 NFL Draft. Round 1, pick 26. The Baltimore Ravens selected Ray Lewis. Not the top 10, not even the top 20. 25 teams passed on him. Too small, they said. Not prototypical for an NFL middle linebacker. A tweener who might not translate. The Ravens took him anyway. And general manager Ozzie Newsome smiled like he'd just stolen the crown jewels. Because he had. From day one, Ray Lewis was different. He showed up to Baltimore with a chip on his shoulder the size of the entire state of Maryland. He led the team in tackles his rookie season. Then he did it again, and again, and again. 14 times in his career, Ray Lewis led the Ravens in tackles. He wasn't just the heart of the defense. He was the defense. His pre-game dance became legendary, a ritualistic, hypnotic display of intensity that intimidated opponents before the game even started. Cameras loved it. Fans mimicked it. Opponents feared it. Ray Lewis wasn't just playing football anymore. He was creating theater. The year 2000. The Ravens' defense didn't just stop offenses. They humiliated them, destroyed them, made Hall of Fame quarterbacks look like high school backups. Ray Lewis was the conductor of chaos. The Ravens recorded 4 shutouts that season. They set NFL records for fewest rushing yards allowed and fewest points allowed in a 16-game season. Offenses came into Baltimore and left broken. And Ray? He was everywhere. He wasn't just making tackles. He was diagnosing plays before they happened, calling out protections, destroying blocking schemes. Linebackers aren't supposed to have 41.5 career sacks and 31 interceptions, but Ray Lewis did. He was the only player in NFL history to hit those numbers. The playoffs were a massacre. The Ravens steamrolled through the competition, and in Super Bowl XXV, they faced the New York Giants, a team with a powerful offense and championship aspirations. Tampa, Florida, Ray's home state. The Giants managed just 7 points. The Ravens' defense recorded one of only 2 defensive shutouts in Super Bowl history. Ray Lewis had 5 combined tackles and defended 4 passes. They handed him the MVP trophy, only the second linebacker in Super Bowl history to win it. Ray Lewis stood on that stage, tears streaming down his face, and screamed to the world, "I told you I was the best!" Nobody argued. But Ray Lewis wasn't just stats and trophies. He was a mentality. Teammates described him as a general, a preacher, a warrior prophet who could see into your soul and pull greatness out of you, or fear. Ed Reed, Hall of Fame safety and teammate, Ray made you want to be great. You didn't want to let him down. When he looked at you, you felt it. Terrell Suggs, another Ravens legend. Ray didn't just play hard. He played violent. He wanted to send a message on every play. Opposing players feared him. Running backs took different routes just to avoid him. Quarterbacks changed protections. Coaches game-planned entire offenses around not letting Ray Lewis destroy their game. And his pre-snap reads? Supernatural. Ray Lewis studied film like a scientist. He knew your plays before you did. He'd scream out your formation, your route combinations, your protections, and then blow it all up. Peyton Manning, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, once said, "Ray Lewis is the most prepared player I've ever faced. He knows your offense better than you do." That's not a compliment. That's a warning. By 2012, Ray Lewis was 37 years old by football standards. A body held together by tape, willpower, and pure defiance. In Week 6 against Dallas, Ray tore his triceps, a devastating injury, season-ending for most players. Most players quit. Ray Lewis announced his retirement, but not yet. He'd play through the playoffs. One last ride. One last chance at glory. The Ravens rallied around him. This wasn't just a playoff run. This was a farewell tour for a legend. And Ray Lewis led the NFL in tackles during that postseason run with 51 tackles. At 37 years old, with a torn triceps, he willed his body to keep moving, willed his team to keep fighting. Super Bowl XL7. Ravens versus 49ers. Ray recorded 7 tackles. The Ravens won 34-31. His second championship, his final game. As confetti rained down, Ray Lewis collapsed on the field, overwhelmed. He'd done it. One last time. He walked off that field, a champion. Again, let's talk about what Ray Lewis actually accomplished. 17 seasons, all with Baltimore. 2,061 career tackles, 41.5 sacks, 31 interceptions, 20 fumble recoveries, 13 Pro Bowl selections, 7 first-team All-Pro selections, 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, 2000-2003, 2 Super Bowl championships, 1 Super Bowl MVP. He is the only player in NFL history with 40-plus sacks and 30-plus interceptions. He's second only to Jack Ham in takeaways by a linebacker since 1970, with 50 total. Those aren't just stats. That's dominance across nearly 2 decades. Ray Lewis changed what it meant to be a middle linebacker. Before Ray, linebackers were stoppers, run defenders, reliable, steady players. Ray turned the position into an art form. He was a pass rusher, a coverage specialist, a run stuffer, a game changer, a leader, a legend. He inspired an entire generation of linebackers to play with emotion, intelligence, and ferocity. Patrick Willis, Luke Kuechly, Bobby Wagner. They all watched Ray and learned. In 2018, Ray Lewis was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame on his first ballot. Because when you're that great, there's no debate. They called him too small. They said he wouldn't last. They doubted him at every turn. Ray Lewis didn't just prove them wrong. He became the standard. For 17 years, every running back, every quarterback, every offensive coordinator had to answer one question. How do we stop Ray Lewis? They never did. Because legends don't get stopped, they get remembered forever. Ray Lewis, number 52, Baltimore Ravens, the greatest middle linebacker of all time, and the man who humiliated every superstar who dared cross his path.